And how about the Native American Indians? For example, the Hopi Indian Snake Clan, who, according to their oral and written traditions, thousands of years ago, a young boy named Tio wanted to know where the river ended. And so he got on a boat and he went on a long journey. And ultimately, that river led him into something called a kiva, which is a subterranean cave known as a prayer chamber. And as he drifted down into the subterranean area, he came upon an island where he came in contact with the Spider Woman, who was this wise witch. And she gave him a concoction of herbs to drink, and from there he descended the ladder of the kiva down into the nether region, where he claims he came in contact with a serpent race. And the story goes that this serpent race donned different forms, including rattlesnakes and bull snakes and king snakes. And among these serpent men were maidens who hissed and slithered. And all these entities would revert back and forth into human form. And eventually they accepted Tio into their tribe. And in fact, he married one of the snake maidens and took her as a wife, and eventually came back to the surface and introduced her to his Hopi clan. And from there they had children who were a hybrid reptilian race, and the children were known to attack the tribesmen to try and eat them, to the point where Tio eventually had to return his serpent wife back to the subterranean serpent people. And it's there that they taught him the snake dance, which he would teach to his tribe, and they still perform every year in August, even to this day. Now there's some very interesting connections there. We see the same concept, this serpent race. We see Tio having to drink these mind-altering roots and herbs. That's analogous to the Nakash in the garden using the mandrake plant to put Eve under a spell. From there he descends into this ladder down into the earth. That would be analogous to descending in the depths of the consciousness through the pineal gland. And then he comes in contact with this serpent race. And of course it always involves sex. He marries them. They have reptilian hybrid creatures. The story continues with the same theme of them being able to shapeshift into human form, and that they ultimately desire to eat human beings. And so how do we explain that all of these various cultures across the earth, whether it be in the Asian cultures or the Far East in India and Tibet, or all across the Middle Americas up into North America, continue to have these same stories, these same legends of these reptilian human entities who can shapeshift into human form, who end up revealing secret knowledge to mankind and starting these dynasties that become all of the royal bloodlines of their cultures. Is this all folklore and mythos? And how about when you put that in context of the biblical account? That there was a snake or a serpent that entered into the garden and deceived Eve. And right after that we see the seed of the woman versus the seed of the serpent. A battle between two groups, one from God and one from the enemy. In my opinion, we're just seeing different renditions of the same story.